Brian Nash. Brian, tell us about your campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I'm honestly kind of sitting here in a little bit of stunned silence after getting that news that you guys just passed out a little bit ago. Yeah, my name is Brian Nash, and I'm running for the state Senate seat for the 32nd district here. If you don't know, with redistricting, this is the area that runs from Temecula eastward, northward to approximately Yorba Linda, and pretty much everything in between. Essentially, what got me to run is similar to what got Will to run, is the idea that January 6th is the type of situation that can happen once. It can never happen again. My background's a little different. I am actually a data analytics consultant by trade, so I'm a big numbers guy. So my thing is this: looking at where we're at right now, there's three things that I look at as being kind of the keys to this part of California's future, and honestly, the future for California, the future of the United States. The first is truly education. My mom was a teacher. My mom was a former principal. I have multiple degrees, and I believe that the pathway forward for all of us, and that is whether you're on the Democrat side, the Republican side, or somewhere in between, is to have the type of education that gets you the job that you want to be successful. I know this area is kind of a commuter area between two major cities, and there's a lot of warehouses, a lot of farms, things of that nature, but it's hard to retain talent in a place like this, right? And what I want to do is start making it so that this area is a go-to place for Southern California to live and work and be. This includes everything from talking about college, but I also want to talk about, training programs, retraining programs. I grew up outside of Flint in the 1980s and the 1990s when GM went under, and I know exactly what happens when businesses leave, when businesses never come. And we see that here with high crime rates, things of that nature. It's a key to all of it. It also even helps with things like making sure that, things like the insurrection don't happen. If you have a knowledge base where you can question things and get to a proper answer, you're never going to start believing in the QAnons and those types of things. So you're really kind of hitting every major issue in the butt. Go on from there. Let's talk about healthcare. I absolutely believe in the idea of healthcare for all Californians. I believe that there is a lot of work to do to get people into that sort of idea. We just saw what happened with the vote recently, never even happened. And we can't push everything through at once, but we have to be able to start pushing things through time and get, piece by piece by piece, earn trust and start getting the work done. Third thing I'll talk about is climate change. And this goes hand in hand with the two other things I've already talked about: jobs and healthcare. I lived in Sacramento the last 6 years. I know you guys have fires down here, but I will never forget the Paradise Fire and what that did for us. We had 3 weeks where we could not go outside for, because the air was so poor. And that has a serious impact on all of us. I was fortunate because I didn't have to go outside because I work a remote job, but I know that's not the case for everybody. And that is going to cause long-term effects. So what I'd like to do is start pushing towards things where we're able to kind of merge all of this into one big story where all of us can get the education we need to get the jobs that we need to help save our planet and then ultimately live the lives that we all want to live. I know it's a big, tall task. Quite frankly, I would message this differently to a different group than you guys, but I know what you guys are interested in. And I guess at this point, any questions?
Any questions for Brian?
Brian, tell them, oops, am I muted?
No, you're good.
Tell them who you're running against.
I'm running against Kelly Sayardo. If you didn't know, if you haven't heard the name, I'm sure most of you have. I'm sure almost all of you do. He is one of the people that has rubber stamped Donald Trump's nonsense multiple times over. So it is imperative that we beat him.
Okay, Dennis, Peggy, you have a question?
Yeah, please.
I do. Just a real fast one. Could you put your contact information in chat?
As soon as yeah, actually, I'll just do it right now. I'm gonna give you guys, this is my real phone number. So if you guys have questions, things like that, a 517 area code's cool. It's a Michigan area code. As I said, I grew up outside of Flint. But there's my website, there's my Facebook. Just so you guys are aware, I came into this thing real late. I'm building all of this myself. I don't have campaign managers. I have no donations so far. I'm not looking for that. I'm not trying to say anything about that. But the point is, everything that you see has been done by me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fausia.
Yes. So, as a representative on the water district, I work with Kelly Cerato's office a lot because the areas cover Tabascal Valley and all of that. And I can tell you that let's get behind Brian and let's get it done, because I've seen it every time I have an issue regarding water. All I hear is Sacramento messed it up. Sacramento has water. Everything is wrong because Democrats are managing Sacramento and they've lost it. He has no solutions but these talking points, and I'm sick and tired of these talking points.
That's an awesome point. I do want to say one thing real quick, Joe. I think this is really important. I'm going to say it right up front. I'm a new Democrat. I've only been a Democrat for about 2 to 3 weeks at this point. When I filed the papers is when I became a Democrat. I have been a lifelong independent. And the reason being is because I believe in the concept of true independence, right? What happened to the Republican Party can absolutely happen to any other party out there. And in my heart and my morals, I know what's true. And it doesn't mean that my morals and things couldn't change with new information. I believe in the scientific process, but I want to be clear about something. My role here is, one, to support the only party that's interested in actually having a democracy, and to be a piece of a much bigger puzzle than myself. I should not be running for this position. I'm a white man in an area that is not in this type of role. And I'm only doing it because I have the balls to speak up. I have the balls to do it for someone that's literally been in this town for 4 months, but I don't care. We're getting this job done. Ciardo's going down.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian.